Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm John. I've been working on a lot of small projects recently, and I've got a lot of these half-inch pieces of stock. And all this half-inch poplar I have gave me a really good idea for a project to make a small serving tray. So I've got a bunch of it already kind of cut down to length. So what we're going to do is we're going to join these together into a small panel using the biscuit joiner and some biscuits. All right, so I've got our stock set up here. What we're going to do is we're going to mark out spots to join the biscuits on each of these boards. I'm thinking every 3, 9, and 15 inches. That'll give us a good spacing away from the edge and from each of the biscuits. Okay, we've got everything lined up here. So now we can get our biscuit joiner. We're going to just use some number 10 biscuits here to join each of these pieces together. So we've got all our biscuit slots cut out, but something you'll notice on here is there's a little bit of a burr on here for where the cutter cuts out the slot. So what I'm going to do is take a bit of sanding paper and just kind of clean that burr off, so that way when the pieces are joined together, there's nothing that'll prevent them from sitting nice and flush with one another. All right, so now we're just going to put the biscuits into the slots and get the panel assembled. All right. It's a good rough assembly here. Feels good and flat. So now we're going to get some glue on this and put it in the clamps. So we've got our panel all in the clamps, and we're going to just set that aside to dry. What we're going to do next is take our remaining pieces of stock here And we're going to rip this one in half, and this is going to be the side rails for the serving tray. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and cut it to measurement to length with the panel, and this will be where our handles go. So the first thing we're going to need to do is measure out the midway point on this and get this cut in half. All right, so the halfway point on this is about 1 3/4. So we're going to use our square here to mark that off. All right, now we can take this out to the table saw and get it ripped in half. Got our pieces cut. I had to do an extra little thin rip here to make sure they were nice and even, but they are looking good and ready to be attached to the panel. All right, we are back the next day. We've got our panel all out of the clamps. The biscuits did a really good job helping with alignment, so this is all nice and flat. Our next step here is we are going to cross cut these to square this off on the table saw, and then we are going to cross cut the sections here for the handles on a miter saw. All right, we're back in the workshop here. We've got all of our pieces that we've just cut from the table saw. Let's do a rough assembly. And everything fits great. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to get the jigsaw out and we're going to cut a curve on each of these higher places for the handles. Okay, we've got our pieces marked here, so we're going to do kind of an angle on each of the ends, and then this area we're going to drill out with a Forstner bit for the handles. We've got our pieces cut out with the jigsaw here, and again we'll clean this up with the sander. What we're going to do next now is drill out the finger holes here. All right, so now we have the handles all cleared out. The next step is to sand, and then we will attach the rails to the panel. Everything sanded down here to 120. So what we're going to do now is we are going to glue and assemble the entire tray. We've got the tray all assembled and glued, so we're going to let it sit in the clamps here and then come back for a final sanding. So our tray is all sanded down and ready for some finish. So the finish we're going to use on this is some gel stain. I haven't used any gel stain before on a larger project. I've done a couple of test pieces, and I think this is going to look really nice on here. It's the next day. Everything's had time to dry, and now we can finish with some polyurethane. Final coat of polyurethane on, our tray is finally done. If you like this video, click like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.